It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time around we'll be talking with mayoral candidate in Grinnell, Russ Crawford. I'm in the process of trying to line up a podcast for next week with Sam Cox, who is his opponent in the mayoral race in Grinnell, and we'll try to get that solidified and taken care of for next week. But in the meantime, let's talk about our sponsors, including Grinnell State Bank. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, please know that tomorrow, Friday, October 3rd, they're celebrating 100 years of service. Grinnell State Bank, a great sponsor for the Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast. They sponsored the entire year of podcasts last year, and they've re-upped for another year of podcasts because they want you to know what's going on for Grinnell by sponsoring the events, the people, and what's going on around Grinnell. And I had a great podcast with Austin Jones about Grinnell State Bank's 100 years of service here last week, and their big celebration is going to be huge on Friday, and they want you to celebrate with them. And in the podcast, I talked to Austin about the history of Grinnell State Bank and how the bank has grown over the years and how they look to the future. So check out that podcast and check out their celebration on October 3rd at Grinnell State Bank. Another fine sponsor is B. Nicole Salon. Get ready for a howling good time with B. Nicole Salon's first annual 30 Days of Horror, and stock up on Gray Brothers Shave Beard Balm and Oil before they disappear into the night. And also, please know that homecoming is fast approaching. Make sure to schedule your appointments now at B. Nicole Salon. $40 updos, $25 curl or straightens, and $3 Tiger Spirit tinsel at B. Nicole Salon in downtown Grinnell, right next to the Chamber of Commerce. It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time around we'll be talking with Russ Crawford, who's a candidate for mayor in Grinnell. And Russ, thank you so much for joining me. Before we get started, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, we moved home here in Grinnell in 1972. My dad was in the Air Force. For 13 years of my life, we were all over the world. We moved into Grinnell, and it was really kind of shocking and surprising. In 72, we lived in a house with no running water or sewer. So it's kind of like we went from royalty on an Air Force base down to something but we were always a unit. We were always a family. We worked hard, and we protected each other through the whole thing. So that was really tough on all of us. And then Dad got blessed with a great job. My mother did at St. Francis. My dad was out of farmhand. We bought Grandma and Grandpa Johnson's house over on the Kentucky Fried Chicken on Harrison Avenue, and that's where they lived for a long time. Dad died too earlier from Agent Orange, Vietnam, which was sad, way too young. And Mom just passed a few years ago at the age of 92, and my mom's from England. So graduating in 1976, like all of us, we went off. And then I was in broadcasting in St. Cloud. I was in broadcasting in Knoxville, Iowa, Pella, Grand Island, Nebraska, KRGI Country 96 out there. And, broadcasting for me was something that I really enjoyed because of the people. I love people.
You seem like a people person.
Yeah, I love people. And I'm the mayor for all. I don't look any different direction. I just love the people. And then being in Grinnell, back in Grinnell in 1992, Frosty called me up and he said, "Russ, it's time for you to come home." So I did. Brought my bride, my two kids, and we moved into to Grinnell in 1992. And I knew I had to do a lot of work. Before I got up here, Frosty called me up and said, "Oh, by the way, your transmitter just burned up." So I had to start right off the bat with a new transmitter. All the equipment was not to par, so I had to do a lot of good investments because we went AM stereo. There wasn't not one in the state of Iowa, and we were the first. And I tried to be a first in a lot of things. But I got blessed, and I bought it from Frosty and Jonah and the three girls, and that did me very well. And then we grew. Had a lot of great employees. They worked hard. One of the things that Frosty always told me, he says, "Russ, in business, you should be able to go away for 30 days and nothing flinches." So I had a lot of great great employees that work very, very hard and get connected into the community. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my beginning story of my life here, being back home in Grinnell.
Well, you and I are kindred spirits in that we love the radio business.
Yeah.
Not what it used to be by any means at all, but
it can be.
It can be. That's exactly right. Well, so why would you want to be mayor in the first place? That seems like a pretty big job. Admittedly, Grinnell is a great town, but being mayor, you could be getting calls about potholes. You could be getting calls about complaints with neighbors who have barking dogs or whatever. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And you're living a pretty good life here. You're retired and you like to get out and about and do different things. Why would you want to take on all these hassles, Russ?
Well, it's been in the plans for about 10 years. The mayor that's finally stepping down is Dan Agnew. He's a super good friend of mine. He was the past CEO of Grinnell Mutual. Sure. And Dan, I always told Dan, when you're ready to step down, I will step up. Grinnell is me, and it always has been me. Our mission statement's always been about the kids, the youth. And with KGRN, I was able to do a lot of different things for the community to make it successful. And you're talking about the people calling. That started a long time ago.
Okay.
When you're in broadcasting, you get the complaints all the time.
Sure.
You know how that works.
Yep.
Yeah. The news director is going, oh my gosh. And I say, you just got to keep it cool and do your thing and report on the news. But, with Grinnell, I've been on almost all the boards. The Chamber Board, Grinnell United Way, got very blessed in that world. Grinnell 2000, Dollars for Scholars. And people will know a lot of these things because I like to lead. Mm-hmm. And I've got a great success record to get things done. I'm a doer. And that's one thing I really take pride in. And it takes a village to make things happen. But I'm the mayor for everybody. Mm-hmm. I got a guy that came up to me the other day. He put his heart on my chest and he says, Russ, you're the mayor for all. And that's important to me. But even with the chamber, got blessed to work through the chamber for quite a few years, 6 years, became the chair. And the year I was the chair, we got a lot of stuff done. We got the hotel motel tax done. We got the dilapidation bill done. We got the one that I'm very proud of is the branding of Grinnell. A man came up to me on the street one day, Warren Reinecke says, Russ, we don't have a branding. I looked at him like, what are you talking about? So I went out and talked to the people, and it was called this. Nobody actually knew what it was. And finally, a few of the people who've been around for a while, they said, Russ, I think it's the City of Lights. Nobody can tell me what that meant. So what we did is got everybody involved. I had a big meeting with a lot of local business people first, and then we spun it off. We got the kids involved, middle school involved, high school involved, everybody involved, so everybody had a buy-in. And we came up with Jewel the Prairie. And it was a great honor to be a part of that. And a lot of great people helped me get there. And to me, that's important. And that's kind of like with everything I do. Think about owning a radio station, and about 3 weeks before 4th of July, someone calls and said, we didn't raise any money for the fireworks this year. I had to make some calls. Called the company that sold fireworks to us in the past, and I told them what the problem was. And I said, I'm willing to spend $5,000 to get something going, because the local fire department was one that lit them off all the time. And I went to work. 3 weeks later, we had fireworks for the community.
Wow.
And from that point forward, every year, Brennan and myself, my bride, we did the fireworks. And it was a lot of fun. Because to me, it was about the kids. And the kids are the ones that love it the most. And I even tried to get the kids invested into it, because I put boxes all over Grinnell in different places so that they can put money, their own change in there, and feel good about being part of the ownership of the fireworks fund. A lot of fun. But that's what you can do when you own a radio station.
Well, there you go. Okay, so I wanted to ask you about some of the issues facing Grinnell,
Yeah.
and maybe you can straighten me out on this, but someone told me the other day the old GTE building has kind of been leveled, and
Yeah.
they want to make townhouses out of those. And there's really nothing going on with that. What is the deal with that, Russ?
Well, I think if you go over there now, we did have some complaints because the dirt was piled high and the weeds were even higher because they're just sitting way up there,
Yeah, I've
20
heard
feet.
it's kind of an eyesore right
So
now.
right now, we did get a hold of them, and everything was going to be leveled this fall. It started about a week and a half ago. They leveled the whole thing. We're trying to get it to ground level. We've even sold some lots to a builder. Another builder is going to step in and build some more single dwelling homes. There is duplexes on the south side, but it'd be normal single dwelling homes on the north side, and it's a cul-de-sac in the center. So when it's all said and done by the end of the, or actually, next few months, it should be all leveled, concrete's in place, the sewer's there, the water's there, it's ready for construction.
Okay. What are some of the other issues facing Grinnell that you'd like to tackle if you become mayor?
Well, I've been blessed to be on the Park and Rec Department's board. I'm the chair of the Park and Rec board.
Yeah, I know they've gone through an ascertainment as to
master plan.
A plan as to what they can do to try to improve.
So what we did was we had a group of leaders. We sat down and worked very hard for, almost a year putting this master plan together. We just introduced it 2 weeks ago to the city council, full-fledged. And with that is the lake restoration project, Arbor Lake, Lake Nyanza. Mm-hmm. And I'm instrumental in playing that, being a part of that. We had a meeting the other day with the Houston Engineering and RDG and a great group of people. DNR came. And so we're working simultaneously with the restoration along with what our vision is for the park department. That's going to be beautiful when it's all said and done, along with a lot of other recommendations. So that one there will happen. I think that'll beautify it. But my whole thing is lack of communication is overall with the city and other entities in Grinnell. I want to bring unity. I want to bring everybody together. I want to be able to sit down and have a plan, how we can move forward, because there's a lot of things that we can do to improve. Like every organization, the city's no different. And I think we have a super good staff. Dan's done a great job, but we've got some good opportunities with the money from hotel. It's called Lost. That's a tax abatement that's going to be coming up that has been in place, and it goes till 2027, but we want to extend that further. Lost money is important, along with property tax, and then sales tax. I mean, it's just all part of the game. Mm-hmm. What makes us to where we can afford, the roads and all the municipalities of what a city does.
You bring up property tax, and
Yeah.
I work at WHO, as you know, in the morning, and we get all kinds of calls about all different kinds of issues. But the one big issue that has really stood out here, especially earlier in the year, has been property tax. And there have been people that have called us up at WHO in tears because they've been afraid they were going to lose their homes due to property taxes.
Right.
How do you feel about that issue, and what would you as mayor want to try to do to improve that situation?
Well, one of the things that the mayor does is we sit down and meet with all the mayors, bring all the mayors together, and we talk about issues of the county. So you have Brooklyn's mayor, Malcolm's mayor, Montezuma's mayor, and we meet, I think it's quarterly, and we sit there and talk about the issues. And I know property tax has always been a big problem, and that goes back many years, even to where when I owned KGRN, where that land sits on, they were going to use that as a property tax like it's a dwelling property tax. So my predecessor, John Carl, and myself went down to the county seat and explained to him, you cannot build a house on this property. And so they changed it. And property tax, it's expensive all the way across Iowa and United States. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to see how they come up with the formula, to be quite honest with you. And that's my own personal thing.
Yeah. It's a tough call.
Yeah.
It really is. What is it you like best about what's going on in Grinnell? What are some of the things that you take pride in as a resident of Grinnell?
Well, there's a lot to take pride. Even if it's the streetscape of downtown Grinnell, I was a part of that task group. They were just going to replace the lines, but work together to replace not only the streets, but the sidewalks, the beautification, the poles, the flower banners around, or the flower pot arrangements downtown. It's beautification. So there's a lot of great things. The aquatic center, I think that's fantastic for families. We're doing a lot with the parks, as I told you about. I think once we get that in play, that's going to be fantastic. There's so many good things. You look at Central Park downtown; it's one of the most beautifulest parks in anywhere. So yeah, there's a lot of great things, and I'm looking forward to whatever challenges there are. And as you know, running for mayor, you get them all.
Sure.
And there's a plethora of different things. And everybody, individuality-wise, I can listen to them, and I can collaborate with them. But I can also take it back and try to put the team together, which is important because you got the city council, and the mayor's job is basically a cheerleader. We don't have no voting right.
Right.
We just get to orchestrate, but then at the same time, maintain and develop a good police force, a good fire station. Those people do a wonderful job. The pancake breakfast is this Sunday. That's a big deal. I'll be there along with a lot of other people because that's important to the community. I think the biggest thing with us is pride. I think the Grinnell residents have a lot of pride.
That's for sure. Well, as far as being a cheerleader is concerned for the city, and I know that it's more on the city council, but in terms of budget, what would you cheerlead for in terms of leaning toward budgetary priorities?
Well, it just came out, and it's interesting when you look at the streamline of money flowing in and what money goes out, and allocating it, whether it's the water tower and new water lines that we're putting in now, the lead lines that we're working on, we got to get those all fixed. But when you look at the budget, you look at hotel motel tax, you look at all the revenue that comes in, then you got to look at what's going to go out. And I've studied that. I remember Dan calling me up and we're talking about budgets, and he says, Russ, you know how you run your business. I know how I run Grinnell Mutual. Money in, money out. Pretty simple. He says, the city though, I've been here for how many years and I can't figure it out. And I've talked to a few other people. It is complicated. So I'm seeing it. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to study it. But I don't know if I'll ever get to the end of it.
Okay.
It's awesome.
So it is complicated to you?
Yes, it is complicated.
So you don't know at this point whether there's too much fat in the budget right now or not?
No, it's a city municipality. It's not like the United States.
Okay.
I mean, they just have a lot of leakage and a lot of, that whole mess that's up there right now, which I tend to stay away from. Because I'm the mayor for all the people. Okay. I don't go there. But it's pretty well laid out, and it's extreme because there's things I want to get done. The master park plan, one of the feasibilities we're going to look at is possibly a new rec center. There's just a lot of opportunities, and it takes all of us to move forward in the right direction, in the positive direction. Even though that pothole might be on Fifth Avenue that you and I used to talk about on KGRN, because we tell people, remember that pothole, and everyone would say, "Oh yeah." But I think we're doing great. I think it's a great opportunity for me. It's something I've always wanted to do, and now I'm doing it.
Okay, well, as we wrap up, Russ, tell us why people should vote for you for mayor of Grinnell.
I believe I bring the skill set to Grinnell and to move it forward. My track record really spells out my accomplishments, whether it's through all the boards I've been on and all the small boards I've been on, whether it's the Chamber, whether it's Grinnell 2000, whether it's United Way, it doesn't matter. When you have me on the board, I give you everything I got. If I feel I can't do that, I'm not doing it. So I want to bring all my skill sets, all the ability to bring all the people together so that we can move forward. And I really think I can get that job done.
If people want to contact you, if they have questions about how you stand on different issues and whatnot, how can they do that?
Well, it's just launched today. We got two things launched today. Okay. Facebook, it's being launched today. And if you go to russcrawfordformayor.com, you'll find me. And there's different questions you can get there. If you want a yard sign, you can get there. Every yard sign in Grinnell, I guarantee you 95% of them out there, I put in the ground.
Okay. And they can contact you through that website also?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one last night, I got a contact on Messenger.
Okay.
I don't know how much more I can put those out there because they seem to be everywhere, and that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. But like I say, I love Grinnell. I'm proud to be a Grinnellian, and it goes back 6 generations of us, and I just love it.
All right. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
I appreciate everything you do.
Okay. That's our interview guest today, Russ Crawford, candidate for mayor of Grinnell on Out and About with Jamie Grout. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya.